Good afternoon. Let's see if this thing is working. Look, hey. I didn't even read this thing. Let's see. I ain't gonna read all that shit. Look, I'm about to play this music real quick, and then I'm gonna talk about these maggots for about 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna get on my day.
I just have one thing to say. Hang on here.
You could have subscribed to any other YouTube channel, but you chose to subscribe here. So, hit that notification, hit that like button, and tune in with Adrian and Glib Talk. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's Glib. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's Glib. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 Let's all get right on the late night with a little discussion or a heated debate on sports, news, current events. Glib Talk is where you gotta tune in for facts and different opinions. This is Glib Talk, hosted by Adrian, who will dissect the dichotomy of the fake news by its views. Trying to get to the truth, but we can just shoot the shit. We all trolls in his, that's why the chat stay lit. In the live stream with everyone clowns let off a little steam. So go ahead and smash the like button. You can subscribe to the page, turn on the notification for the live stream, and upload updates. Like talking to hear your own voice, that's Glib. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's Glib. I can send drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. If you are a first-time viewer, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And then, everyone who enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that smash that, matter of fact, smash that like button. And turn on them notifications.
Mic check, mic check.
So,
I hope this thing is working. I've been having trouble. I really need to get this damn thing set up. What's up, bums? I need to get this thing set up so that it'll work all the time, every time. But it's too damn hot in this garage. It's too damn hot. I'm not staying in here very long. What up, Gears? This is gonna be very short. It's very brief. It's a brief video because I'm fucking annoyed. I said I wasn't gonna talk about Kamala Harris's race, especially not with a fucking black person. I'm not gonna argue with whether she's black to a black person. You don't think she's black? That's you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. What's your measure of what's black, right? What the hell is your measure of what makes a black person? It doesn't matter what you think, right? As The Rock would say, it does not matter what you think, right? You can come to your own conclusions about what you think makes a black person, and it don't matter because it ain't up to you. It ain't up to you. America has determined who is the hell of what, and they've been changing the names. It's all based on the census, right? They've been changing the names and categorizing us the way they wanted to since we first got here, since they first got here. They've been putting it together. But it ain't up to you. It is not up to you to determine whether Kamala Harris is black or not. And if you just went by the census standards, it would say that a black or an African American is a person having origins of any of the black racial groups of Africa, right? So, dumbass motherfucking maggots, right? If her father is a Afro-Jamaican, right? If he's an Afro-Jamaican and he's a black man from Jamaica, or he's a Jamaican who's black, whichever way you want to slice it, he's not this thing that you guys. I saw this. I was so pissed off. Black Rosebud called me today because he wanted to argue about whether she was black or not. And I said, hey, look, man. I asked him a very simple question, and everyone should have come to the same conclusion with me on him on the line. And I had to hang up with him because I'm not going to argue with someone who cannot be honest at any more, right? If he was in Alabama in 1950, he was in America in 1950. If he was in Alabama and he was approached for using a water fountain that wasn't colored, what would happen to him? Would they say, oh, you're Jamaican? Oh, our bad. We didn't know you were Jamaican. Drink away. Oh, we didn't know you were Jamaican. Ride anywhere on the bus you want. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Live wherever you want to live. There's no restriction on you working. There's no restrictions on you voting. You're Jamaican. No. He's black. He's a Negro. He's a nigga. That's how they would view him. If you can't say that honestly, we can't even have a fucking discussion. You are a fucking liar. Now, if you want to have a discussion and say, well, I think culturally she's not black enough for me, well, I don't give a shit what you think, right? Because you might think that being a gang member makes you black, or talking in Ebonics makes you black, or dressing like someone from the hood makes you black. Whatever the fuck makes you think someone's black don't matter to me, don't make no one black, right? There's plenty of black people on television that black people have said weren't black enough. It don't make them not black just because you don't think they're black enough for you, right? And if you want to go out there and argue that for the white man, by all means, do it. By all means, do it, but it sounds stupid to me. It sounds absolutely fucking stupid to me. You can think she's black or not black. I don't care, but there's no debate with me whether she's black or not. The American census says she's black. The American census says she's black. This chart that I saw, right, that some fucking white person put up, some white person shared this and thought this was smart or thought this was funny or cool when it said Indian, Jamaica, Kamala in the middle with African outside. So explain to me, anyone who's black, how many of you are African to where you would fit into this circle so that way you could be black? I'm not African. I don't even know what ancestors I have came from Africa. They could have came here through Jamaica for all the fuck I know. They could have came here through South America. They could have came here from anywhere. I don't know where the fuck they came from because my family was stolen. My family was stolen and my history only goes back so far. So for some white person to tell me, oh wait, tell me how far back to Africa you go so we can consider whether you're black or not. Fuck that person and fuck you too for thinking that or saying that or speaking that. And when it's a black person saying it, repeating it for the white man, fuck you too. You're a goddamn idiot. That's the only conclusion I can have is you're a goddamn idiot. Right? And if you want to repeat it for the white man so that way you can help divide the races so that way people can think or feel whatever it is, hatred that he wants you to feel, have at it. Have at it. But I'm not going to debate with you about it. I'm just going to say you're a goddamn idiot and move on. There is no debate. You're a goddamn idiot.
Is this you discussing Indian blood? We're going to judge people by whether they have Indian blood, whether they're qualified to run a gaming casino or not?
That probably is me, absolutely. Because I'll tell you what, if you look at some of the reservations that you've approved, you, sir, in your great wisdom have approved, I will tell you right now, they don't look like Indians to me. And they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. And a lot of people are laughing at it, and you're telling how tough it is, how rough it is to get approved. Well, you go up to Connecticut, and you look. Now, they don't look like Indians to me, sir.
Thank God that's not the test of whether or not people have rights in this country or not, whether or not they pass your look test.
Depends whether or not you're approving it, sir.
No, it's not a question whether I'm approving it. It's not a question whether I'm approving it. Mr. Trump, you know in the history of this country where we've heard this discussion before, they don't look Jewish to me.
Oh, really?
They don't look Indian to me. They don't look Italian to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a test for whether people could go into business or not go into business, whether they could get a bank loan. You're too black. You're not black enough.
Look, the more I hear this jackass talk, the more I say, if you listen to him, you're a fucking idiot or a jackass or both, a combination of both of those things, an idiot or a jackass, right? He's a, I don't know. Maybe if you make money off it, then you should be happy you're making money off it. Otherwise, I'd say you're a fucking fool for going along with it. You're a fucking fool for going along with it. But if you have no pride in yourself or no pride in nothing else, say whatever the fuck. Say whatever the fuck. If it makes you feel good, you should just keep saying it. I don't know. This guy on the screen, right, he's a Native American, right? Now, I don't know if he looks like a Native American. He looks like a white man to me, right? He runs the damn Mohegan Sun Casino. Trump was talking about the Mohegan Sun. I don't know what that hearing was about, but I'm pretty certain it has something to do with him wanting to get a casino and him not being allowed to get a casino, but this white-looking man being able to get a casino even though he's a Native American. And he's saying, well, why does this Native American guy, why are they able to have a casino? They look just as white as I look, right? Well, he may look white, but he's Native American now, and I don't know what the test is to pass. I don't know what the measure is that makes you be one way or the other. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. He's got enough Indian blood who would be Indian, and that's that, right? Who cares? But Donald Trump cares, and he's always cared because he's a goddamn racist, or he's an opportunist, or he's just a person who complains and bitches because he's so tough and strong. That's what he does. He complains and bitches about every damn thing. But all I wanted to talk about was this. I didn't want to talk about none of that stuff. When Black Rosebud called me today, he called me because he finally figured out how he was going to spin what happened yesterday when Donald Trump went on the National Association of Black Journalists interview, and to where he says that everybody loved it and Trump is the best, right? And I hadn't talked to Black Rosebud in several days because I just don't want to talk about the bullshit anymore. I'm over arguing the bullshit, so I don't listen. And
Is this you?
so he calls me, right, and he's like, oh man, yeah, you see, he's genius. He's a genius. Everybody loves it. And I was like, no, everybody doesn't love it, right? He's like, oh yeah, I went on TikTok, and when I went on TikTok, it was all I saw was posts of people saying how great it was. Now I don't know what you subscribe to on TikTok that makes the algorithm say that you want to hear all pro-Trump stuff. I can tell you that I clicked on this article, right? I clicked on this article this earlier today because this is where I first found that video, right? And then the comments were not 700, right? And when I just opened it up, there were 690 comments, and every comment was a negative. Every single comment was a negative. There's 730 comments, 24 comments now, and I'm willing to bet that they're all still negative. Every single one of them says, fuck Donald Trump. Now, I don't know what world these fucking maggots live in where everybody loves Trump like they do. I live in a world where most of the people who I encounter don't. Most of the people who I encounter don't love Trump, right? So 100%. Back in October 1993, Trump spoke in short sentences. My 10-year-old grandson speaks in complex sentences that he just keeps repeating. They don't look like Indians to me. I think he thought and still thinks that if he repeats it often enough, he will prove his point in spite of any facts. Negative. It's a negative comment to Trump. Comment, all negative. Right? The world will be, think about it, a better place whenever he leaves the scene. I have never seen in my 80 years a human being. That's a negative comment. Leopard, spots, not changing. Negative comment. What does he ever say that makes sense? Negative comment. Native Americans don't look like Indians. That's because they're not. Negative comment. Resurface. Some of us remember them and have never forgotten them. Negative comment. Your Republican nominee for president, ladies and gentlemen. Negative comment. And there's 10 more associated with that. Sad, right? Negative. The classlessness. Negative. Exactly. The horse keep on negative. Your chances are leader negative. He already was president. There's one. There's one. Well, he already was president, did not stand in job. There's one. And then there's 10 comments behind it saying, what the fuck? You probably injected business. I don't know what world they live in. I don't know what world you live in when you think that the stuff that he's doing and has done is good. The only people, there's a comment in here, right? And it says the only people who like what he says are people who want to be the asshole that he is. That's who likes what he said. The people who have so much hate that they wish that they can spew it the way he spews it. But they're not as wealthy as him, so they can't. That's it. There's no one that's sitting around like, man, this is a fucking, well, at least not normal people. To me, like, I wouldn't call that normal. I wouldn't call it normal to hear what he said and walk away with a positive feeling about that. This is a negative. What he's saying is negative. What he's doing is negative. I don't understand how you can walk away from that saying, oh, he's pulling people together. You're a goddamn idiot. Oh, my bad. I wasn't even looking at the comments. I thought I was by myself. I only see people on social media who love Trump. Nobody in the real world who interact with. Yeah, I don't see anybody that that in real life says, oh yeah, I mean, every now and then I get a couple people that say, you know, they like Trump or they don't like the Democrats or whatever, or they were a Republican, and that happens. But it's not this majority. Like, for some reason, they're convinced that everybody is on board with what they're doing, so it's okay for them to do it. There's a level of groupthink that's going on, and it only works if everybody's doing the same thing. Like, if everyone stopped and was like, wait a minute, this is fucking crazy what we're doing, then it would be the end of it, right? When one person walks through the gate on January 6th, everybody else stands back. When 100 people walk through the gate, 1,000 people follow. They say, oh, we're all going through? Okay, then we're all in this together. He's made up in his mind, these people have made up in their mind that everybody agrees with what he's saying. Everybody doesn't understand what an Indian is. What the fuck is an Indian in the first place? Right? I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because it's 1993, and I'm not going to do the research on whether in 1993 we were calling Native Americans Native Americans. But this jackass is intentionally trying to be offensive because maybe he just wants the attention. Maybe he just wants the attention. I don't know. But all I know is that as I read through this, let's not forget his years-long Obama birther conspiracy, negative. And a related story, Trump claims Custer actually won the Battle of Little Bighorn. He didn't. I am not like an asshole, he explained, but I really am one. Okay, that's not okay. Tribes often have outside groups managing their casinos. Trump might have done better if he had let someone else run his casinos. Now, this is a person who's not just being negative on Trump, but also say he doesn't know what the fuck he was doing when he was running his casinos. Even today, there are many in America, particularly in Trump's vote base, that do not understand why Indians and Native Americans are called this. He sure doesn't look or sound like a leader, doesn't he? Doesn't look like a president to me, doesn't. The racist history of Trump and his family is well documented. True. These are all negative comments. Every comment is a negative comment. There's 700 comments. There was one that wasn't negative. He says, but he was the president, which is a fact. He was the president. But other than that comment, every single comment, negative. People are not in love with this guy the way that these weird-ass fucking Trump supporters believe that everyone's in love with him. And they can't just be in love with him, right? Like, they just can't be like, you know what, I love Trump, I like Trump or whatever. They got to come to you and spread it to you. They want you to love him the way they do. If you want to love him. Go. I'm not trying to stop you from loving him. There's nothing I can do to make you change your mind at this point. If you love him, but don't keep it to yourself, man. I don't want to know. I don't care to know. I'm cool with not knowing. You love him, that's great. You love him, that's great. Another weird comment from Trump. Nothing new, just weird. And to think people will actually vote for this convicted felon from Florida. That's why I've resorted to just saying whenever someone says something about Trump that Trump is a rapist. Oh, Kamala Harris did something. Trump is a rapist, right? You can't get me to say that Kamala Harris is worse than him in any kind of a way. She's not a damn rapist. If you want to vote for Trump, fine. It's not going to stop it from being a damn rapist, right? It's not going to change the fact. Okay, yo, I saw Cal Rittenhouse said that he's not going to vote for Trump because he's not as much in love with guns as he should be, which I think is rich because he just got shot. So it's like maybe he should be lukewarm on gun control. But you know, Trump. I mean, there was a video of Trump from like 2019 or 20 where he was talking about taking guns. He was like, you know, I'm in favor of just taking the guns and then figuring it out later. Like, we don't need to have a debate about this. But Trump is profoundly stupid. He sees people as nothing more than stereotypes. Look at this brouhaha with Harris. She has always identified as black and as Indian. Reason being her father is black or Jamaican and her mother is from India. This is not a complicated issue. No, this is extremely complicated. This is extremely complicated for these fucking maggots. They don't understand it. That's why this exists. Because I'm trying to figure out, okay, so let me take myself first, right? My mother is from Mississippi, and my father is from Tennessee. They moved to Connecticut, and I was born in Connecticut. At what point would I have been African? Right? It sounds like they're Americans. Kamala Harris was born in America, and it sounds like she's an American. Her parents immigrated here, and it sounds like they're both Americans. They're Americans. what is Donald Trump doing when he's saying she's not black, other than trying to convince black people that she ain't black enough? She's an American, and she has a right to run for president, and I have no idea, none, how a black person in America will listen to that guy and say, you know what, you got a point. She ain't black enough. You got a point there. She ain't black enough. But Donald Trump is black, though, because Donald Trump's been arrested. Donald Trump's black because he's got a mugshot, and black people, black Republicans, were saying this shit. Now, I don't know what makes someone black. I've never been in prison before, so maybe I'm not black enough, right? I've never been in prison. I don't talk like people like that you might consider black. I don't act like people who you might consider black. Maybe I'm not black. Maybe that's why I take offense to the dumb shit, because maybe I'm not like the stereotype that they say. And if that's what it takes to be black, then maybe that's the fucking problem, right? And that you've allowed that stereotype to be the example, and you've allowed them to tell you that that's what black should be. While at the same time, they use that same damn example and narrative to say, this is why we got to treat these people more harshly. Look at them. This is why we got to treat them more harshly. Look how they act. Look how they dress. Look how they talk. They're black. Fuck that. I think I spent a lot of energy in my younger time, in my youth, trying to portray a different image, because I didn't want to be associated with the negative stereotype of being black. I didn't want to be pulled down just by association. And now it sounds like because a black person doesn't act the way the same people who would point to that and say this is a negative are now telling you she ain't black enough because she ain't got that in her. It sounds fucking insane to me. Which part of the culture is she missing out on? You tell me. You tell me, white Republican. You tell me, Donald Trump. At least a black person might have a better chance of explaining it. But they're not the ones at the front saying it. It's Donald Trump saying it, and the black Trump supporters are supporting it. I'm fine if you think that she's a poser and that she's not really black because her mother is Indian and she hasn't accepted that. That's fine, whatever. But you're not going to get me to argue with you about it. But for you to allow Donald Trump to say, "Oh, she ain't black enough," because his stereotype of what a black is totally different, and I don't want no association with that, because when he talked about black people, he talks about what? Crime. He talks about prison reform, getting criminal justice reform, releasing people from prison early, and sneakers. And I don't know if any of those things apply to me in getting to my blackness. None of them. So if you are associated with Donald Trump with your blackness because he sells sneakers, because he's been to jail, because he talks about letting black people out of jail, then maybe you have a different perspective that I don't understand. And maybe I'm not black enough for you either. But it sounds like some bullshit to me. And if you believe that shit, you might be just as foolish as the other maggots. Donald Trump is a damn con man. He's been a con man his whole life. Go look at Trump University. Trump Steaks, the 5 failed casinos, like everything he touches is a goddamn con. It just came out today that he may have been taking bribes from Egypt. The same guy from Egypt who was bribing Senator Menendez from New Jersey, who just was convicted and about to go to prison, the Democrat. Donald Trump, supposedly they had $10 million in cash that was supposed to be going to Donald Trump. It was confiscated. And it didn't make it to Trump. But Donald Trump took out a loan against his campaign, and that $10 million somehow matched up exactly with what they took. So I don't know. If you like Trump, keep loving him. I don't. And I'm not going to discuss this. Actually, no. I might discuss it again, because if I get annoyed, I may do it again. But if you understand this chart and somehow you can figure out how you fit in there and make yourself be black, explain it to me in the comment section, because I don't understand it. This is stupid to me. And when I look at the census doesn't say anything about what the fuck this is. So anyway, you guys enjoy your weekend and avoid these maggots. They're not that smart, and they're just gonna make your brain hurt if you talk to them for too long. Peace.